Welcome to the video release notes for Genian NAC version 5.028, new features and enhancements. The features covered in this video will be policy enforcement using the Windows Firewall via agent, Windows 802.1x WPA2 Enterprise Supplicant server validation, detailed radius logging with search capability, and Terminate process agent action for macOS. Policy enforcement using the Windows Firewall. This feature allows for the quarantine or restriction of nodes without a network sensor. It has zero dependency on the network. Windows Firewall rules are applied via node policy, and an agent is required for this feature to function. To enforce policy using the Windows Firewall via the agent, from the main dashboard, click on Policy. Under Node Policy, click on Agent Action. From the Agent Action list, scroll down to Network Control. Inside of Network Control, you'll find the Control Windows Firewall plugin. To enable it, set Use Automatic Rule to On. You can optionally enable notifications to advise the end user when this rule is applied. To add a new rule, click the Add button. Give the rule a name. We're going to control outbound traffic. We're going to block outbound traffic. Any protocol from any local IP. Remote IP will be the destination IP. This will simulate the internal network. To review the rule, we've given it a name. In the outbound direction, we're going to block traffic, any protocol from any local IP to the destination network we entered. Optionally, you can also enable the fail-safe policy. With this enabled, this action will not be performed if the agent is not able to communicate with a policy server or if this host moves to a network where there is no policy server present. You can set the timer or the threshold for when the agent will stop performing the action. Click Update, and that will save your changes. To link this agent action to an enforcement policy, you can click on the Help icon. Inside of the documentation, you can search for enforcement policy. There you'll find Configure Agent Action for Enforcement Policy with all the appropriate instructions to add this action to a policy. Windows Supplicant server validation for 802.1x and WPA2 Enterprise. This feature enhances the agent supplicant configuration capability. In addition to full supplicant configuration, this now includes the server validation option. This feature configures server validation and selects the proper certificate. Having this configuration enabled prevents man-in-the-middle attacks from rogue radius servers on the network. To configure server validation on a Windows supplicant using the agent, from the main dashboard, click on Policy. Under Node Policy, click on Agent Action. Locate the 802.1x Wired Authentication Agent Action. Underneath the Configuring Wired Authentication Settings plugin, change Validating Server Certificate to On, and type in the name of the radius server. Click Update to save the changes. This is also available for wireless WPA2E authentications. Under WLAN Policy, click on Client Profile. Under the security type, find Server Certificate Validation, change it to On, and again type in the name of the radius server. Click Update to save your changes. You can then apply changes through an enforcement policy as previously demonstrated. Once this configuration is pushed out to an endpoint, it will look something similar to this. Under the settings, you'll have the verify server's identity by validating the certificate option checked, connect to the servers checked with the Radius server name, and the appropriate certificate will be validated. This will ensure that devices connecting to 802.1x or WPA2E networks perform server validation and prevent man-in-the-middle attack from rogue Radius servers. Detailed Radius logging with search capability. You can now view Radius log details via the UI. Details include MAC address, NAS information, SSID, as well as accounting packet details. Detailed log filter searching is also available. To view Radius log details from the UI, from the main dashboard, click on Log, then click on Radius. Here you will see detailed information regarding Radius stop and start packets. This information includes the username that authenticated, MAC address of the authenticated client, SSID, the MAC address of the NAS or the network device sending the authentication to the Radius server on behalf of the client, and the NAS IP address as well. This information is also searchable. For example, you can type in a username and filter by username. You can also view details of the accounting packet itself. Inside the accounting packet, you'll find a lower level of detail all the way down to information such as the physical port the device is connected to when it authenticated. Terminate process option for macOS. This feature allows you to prohibit unauthorized applications. You can configure the process name or names to terminate. You can optionally enable notification to the end user when processes are terminated, and you can configure specific intervals for execution of the termination process. To enable the Terminate Process feature for macOS, under the main dashboard, click on Policy. Under Node Policy, click on Agent Action. Scroll down and click on the Terminate Process Agent Action. Once inside, you need to add the name of the process. Once added, you can leave the notification enabled and type whatever customized message you would like the end user to see when the process is terminated. You can also terminate this at specific intervals, including retry times and the number of attempts. Click Update, and then you can add this agent action to an enforcement policy using the instructions in docs.genians.com we previously reviewed. This concludes the video release notes for Genian NAC version 5028. For additional information on release notes, including other improvements, visit docs.genians.com and click on Release Notes in the bottom left-hand corner.